beware. Beware of a horse guardian angel that's also a dog, but we never see the horse, but we only see the dog. Anyway, we saw Winter's Tale, so you know what that means.
Schwarzenegger grow a baby in his belly, rock a rhinestone vest while ripping Justin to Kelly, or maybe see a burlesque show with Nick Crow and take a boat with speed to hitting cruise control. J-Man, Big Paul in the beautiful June, gonna take you from the goob all the way to the room. Ran the games of Street Fighter, helped to blow off steam, just a sucker punch the odd life of Timothy Green. Sharknado, the birdemic, how we staying alive. They call it in the badass and he's on the line, cranking 88 minutes cause they cool as ice, cause a bad Jim Varney looking kind of nice. Paul and June getting literal, Jason is getting laid. June is making sure all the monkey shots getting paid. They judge a bunch of movies while they're making the grade. Here's a real question for you, how did this get made? That's a good look, Haru.
What's that smell?
Hello, people of Earth, and welcome to Matinee Monday. I'm your host, Paul Scheer, and this is a video series where we look back at some classic episodes of How Did This Get Made, and this is really one of the most confounding films we've ever done. Andy Daly joins us. You know Andy Daly from the show Review, Mad TV, the Andy Daly Podcast Project. He sits in, filling in the June seat, as we break down this movie that Martin Scorsese called unfilmable. Akiva Goldsmith cut out 300 pages from the book to make this adaptation, and it still makes no sense. We get a surprise cameo by Jennifer Connelly. Always welcome. We also have Will Smith as Lucifer in like a Jimi Hendrix shirt. And there is so many things in this movie that I want you to watch it because I want to make sure that you saw the same movie that I did. There's a moment where Russell Crowe headbutts Colin Farrell and makes him forget his memory for 100 years. Anyway, take a listen to this.
Russell Crowe and Colin Farrell have a fight on the bridge.
And you were thinking, because he does say in the beginning, like, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna kill this guy right.
He is driven to kill him, first of all.
Yes.
Definitely make sure he dies, and secondly, to relish it and make it painful. These are two things we understand about this.
This is 1916. It's now 1917, probably.
Yes, and then he just
because we've had
headbutts him to death. Not even death, just headbutts him like
he headbutts him four times and then pushes him over the edge of the Brooklyn Bridge.
Now this is where I have a giant question coming.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know why you would. I don't understand why you would have a question here. Okay, go ahead, Paul.
So he falls off the bridge. He gets in the water, and he is now. There's a part in the. This is where I'm confused. Are we led to believe that he immediately pops up from the water?
Yeah.
No one checks in to see if he's dead or drowned, because he shouldn't have been dead. He just kind of fell off a bridge and got his head hit a couple times.
Right.
Well, I think they think he's dead.
They think he's dead.
I think for sure Russell Crowe and his crew are like, and handle.
Well,
now we know because we've seen a movie before that he's going to pop up out of the water.
Exactly.
Correct.
And by
Russell
the way,
Crowe has never seen a movie. It's 1917.
Here's the thing.
But by the way, stay there for 2 more minutes and just go. Well, this was watched.
Okay, but I think I'm going to cut. I think I might cut in front of you.
Yeah.
He doesn't crawl out of the water until 2014.
No, that's my thing. He crawls out in 1916 and is alive for 100 years with no memory.
Yes.
He's alive for 100 years?
Yes.
This is super confusing.
Oh, wait, I thought he crawled out in
No, that's what I thought too. And then today I realized he was in New York drawing on the sidewalk for 100 years.
I think it's 100 years.
It is 100 years. I know that. But
so
he has no memory.
The fall from the bridge gives him amnesia.
Correct.
Yes.
And he is also immortal for reasons that I'm not sure about.
And also then, but this is the real question, why isn't Russell Crowe ever bumping into him in the streets of New York?
No,
Russell Crowe doesn't.
Hang on. I have a problem with this.
Okay,
go ahead.
Well, Russell Crowe doesn't realize he's still alive
because he doesn't know who he is.
Until Colin Farrell realizes who he is.
The minute Colin Farrell writes,
I'm not saying it makes sense.
The minute Colin Farrell writes Peter Lake ?
That was
on the mirror.
The best moment of the question mark. He wrote
question mark. He wrote his own question mark. That's when Russell Crowe is like, Wait a minute.
Russell Crowe in another part of the city suddenly goes, "Oh shit, he's alive," which is triggered by him realizing he's alive.
But by the way, but see, if he's writing Peter Lake question mark, his spidey sense tingles, but when he's hiding in Grand Central, he needs to move things around he needs to move gemstones. It's weird. Like even Russell Crowe's ability to be checked
I think Russell Crowe is tuned into his existence but can't pinpoint it unless he's got his gems. I don't know,
But this is very important. We have, for 100 years in New York,
Yes.
a person walking around, living someplace,
I don't
feeding
think this is
himself.
true.
By the way, I'm just looking on the Wikipedia page.
You are?
Yes, it says he miraculously survives but wanders around the city with amnesia for a century.
But wait a
Drawing chalk art of
Feeding
a redheaded
himself,
girl.
clothing himself, living somewhere.
How? And never aging.
Never aging.
Never aging and not questioning that.
Not questioning it. And at some point, little girl says to him, "What's your name?" And he just very matter-of-factly says, "I don't know."
So
And
for
by the way,
100 years,
that's 100 years. That's like 100
for
years.
100
He
years,
hasn't made
didn't
any
even
choices.
He didn't
Right.
choose everybody calls me buddy.
Yeah.
That is what it would be.
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
He makes no friends.
Okay, see
but
that,
but he does seem.
I have real problems with this now.
Yeah.
I have real fucking problems with this now.
It's a serious problem.
Because I was on board for the magical realism of fall in the water in 1916,
and that's what I thought.
come
and he
out
comes out-
in 2014.
And that's what I thought. And that's how I
You
saw it
preferred
last
that.
night. Because it made sense.
Makes
it
a
made
little more
It makes
sense.
like a time continuum.
Well,
or,
we would still be sitting here going, "What was he doing under the water for 100 years?"
100, sure. Well, maybe he fell through a time portal in the
okay.
falling down.
Either way, I would have bought that more than the pragmatic, practical, legitimate concerns of an amnesiac living in New York City for a century
But he
and
clearly,
never aging.
never aging, and never having friends.
But
How
by the
does
way,
he
he
make a
has
living.
but he has an apartment because you see that one
Yes.
scene where he kind of goes into
Yep.
the closet and gets out a jacket.
Yep.
He affords the apartment based on coins that people throw at him because he keeps drawing this
Redheaded
redheaded woman
girl
on
on
the
the
Can't
sidewalk.
be it.
And maybe
Can't be it.
his drawings are really good though.
And there's a lot of ways to get along cheaply in New York.
And by the way, is that what he was doing in 1923?
Yes.
Like, what the
Yes.
fuck are we talking? He's lived through the Depression.
But
he's
again-
lived through.
Did he
through
serve in World War II?
War
Did he
II?
serve in Vietnam?
Well, I mean, like is that another part of the book that is cut out?
How is he eating? How
did he
what's
function
going
in the world?
But again, I
he has
will
no
say-
ID.
Right, no
and
ID.
it seems that when he gets to the library and they're like, sure, if you want to look at the microfiche, you got to use an ID.
This is
And
the
he's-
first time it's been a problem
It
for
looks
him
like
in 100 years.
He's like, oh boy, well, I guess I'm fucked here. Like, really, bro? Really, bro?
It's never come up
for
before.
100 years you haven't had ID.
His life was simple. He lived in a great high-rise apartment and drew on the street. That was it.
I need
grew out his
somebody
hair.
who read this book to write the fucking on the forums and explain this
Yeah, we really
pile
need-
of garbage moment.
Also, one of the highlights of this episode, in my opinion, is Jason breaking down the blended trailer that he is obsessed with. So check out Winter's Tale. It is in your podcast feed right now. And if you want to hear the entire back catalog for free, subscribe to Stitcher Premium. And you can use the offer code BONKERS to get a free month. All right, we'll see you next time on How Did This Get Made's Matinee Monday. And if you like what you're seeing right now, like, subscribe, do all the things that you do on social media. And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.